Welcome to the Rocky Mountain Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for more. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at drivescan.com/RMACAC. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Macalester College. Take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much for passing that along, Anna. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Ben Kaufman. I am one of the assistant directors of admission at Macalester College and Mac grad, class of 2016. A few other things on top of that. You can see my contact information here, and my contact info will also be available at the end of the presentation. And I'll pop my email in the chat box once I'm done presenting as well. I'm really excited to talk to you about Macalester today. Mac is a small, private, liberal arts and sciences college located in St. Paul, Minnesota. You can see on the map here, we're actually only about 4 miles from downtown St. Paul and 7 miles from downtown Minneapolis. And at Macalester, our students really do experience the best of both worlds, not only an inspiring academic program consisting of, again, that liberal arts and sciences education, we also get to combine that with the energy and opportunities of the Twin Cities of St. Paul and Minneapolis, again, both located in Minnesota. Academics at Mac are generally ranked in the top 20 in the United States, with small class sizes, individualized attention, and collaboration serving as the pillars of your student experience. Students at Mac work alongside professors, not just inside the classroom, but also in laboratory settings, on stage, on semesters away from campus, if you're interested in pursuing a semester away. We also have more than 60 courses every single year that partner you directly with a Twin Cities organization or business. So ranging all the way from your first year experience to your senior capstone projects, collaboration, and also intellectual exploration really is the foundation of a Macalester education. Talk a little bit about student life here. Macalester draws students from every corner of the globe. We have about 2,100 to 2,200 students depending on the year, and our students represent 98 different countries around the world, as well as all 50 of the United States. And because of this globally dynamic, globally diverse community, students really do find rich discussions and a deeper understanding of the world through experiences both inside and outside of the classroom. In order to contribute to lasting friendships, we do have a very active student organization culture here on campus. We have over 100 student organizations where students enjoy shared interests, express pieces of their identity, and also expand their talents in many different ways, not just academically, but personally, professionally, and from a service-oriented mindset as well. Our student organizations range in focus from comedy clubs, dance clubs, forensics teams, to the gaming club, Mac Radio. I was a radio DJ from the Macalester College radio station for a couple semesters. That's a lot of fun. We also have religious groups, identity groups, rocketry club, amongst many other student organizations. And then we do also have 19 varsity athletic sports teams on our campus. We are a Division III athletic school. Our athletic and wellness complex includes large fitness center, indoor pool and field house, as well as an outdoor track and stadium. And our athletic teams generally are frequently earning the highest cumulative GPA in the nation for Division III athletics. Another thing you should know about our community here at Mac is that we are a very mission-driven institution, largely based on 4 core values. Those 4 core values are academic excellence, internationalism, multiculturalism, and service to society. And they really do drive everything we do on campus and off campus, things that we talk about and think about every single day. And these core values really do shape the campus culture and empower our students to create positive change and make a difference in the world. And to symbolize that change-making, difference-making atmosphere we actually have been flying the United Nations flag on campus since 1950. And student-led social movements have been happening on campus since the 1960s, both of which, again, symbolize our commitment to our curriculum, to our core values, and to a way of life that we really do believe is made stronger through diversity of many different communities. Touch on admissions financial aid a little bit. I'm actually going to start at the bottom of the slide here with the big orange box about our robust financial aid program, which supports the enrollment of bright, talented students from around the world and the country, of course. And MAC provides 100% demonstrated financial need for 100% of our students who need it. 2 out of every 3 Macalester students receive need-based financial aid. We do also provide merit scholarship for students who perform well in their high school journey. About half of our students receive merit scholarship. And to move on to the admission side of things, you can see a list of our deadlines there. I'm certainly going to encourage you to check out that link that is posted, macalester.edu/admissions/apply. You can find all sorts of information about what we look for, what we require, tips and tricks about the application process. But generally, the best preparation for applying to Macalester is a balanced and rigorous high school curriculum. We do find it's important as part of our liberal arts and sciences philosophy that students in high school are pursuing all 5 core academic subjects for as many years as they can. Those 5 subjects being English language arts, mathematics, history, social science, laboratory science, and then world language. If you have honors, AP, IB courses, et cetera, available, we do encourage students to take those to show that you are able to challenge yourself and still be successful with that challenge. We do evaluate each applicant's record in their high school context, paying particular attention to curricular opportunities and resources, what is available at your school, what have you taken, given what's available. But we also look at letters of rec, essays, activities list, leadership opportunities, and things along those lines. We are a test optional institution, so test scores are totally optional. You do not have to submit them. But if you'd like to, we are happy to consider test scores, ACT, SAT, as part of the application review. And just to wrap up here with some bonus facts and figures, about 40% of our domestic students identify as students of color. 1 out of every 6 MAC students is an international student. Lots of opportunities for studying away. About 60% of our students study away from campus, and 80% of our STEM majors conduct research behind the time. That's MAC in about 6 minutes. Thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate it. Happy to answer questions along the way, and I will pass it along to my colleague at Seton Hall.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Seton Hall.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Hansen. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions for the West Coast region at Seton Hall University. And I'm just making sure, can you see my screen okay? No.
No, you're not sharing yet.
Okay, hold on. Thought I was there, but I guess not. Here we go. There. Now? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for the West Coast region for Seton Hall University. And I am based in the San Francisco Bay Area, but I do help all of our students in the Colorado region, as well as many other states. So if you're not familiar with Seton Hall University, we are a leading Catholic university located just outside of New York City, 14 miles away, essentially a suburb of New York City, and just a 30-minute commute into the city from our campus. We are considered mid-sized, just over 6,000 undergraduate students. And for our population, we are quite diverse. We have a 45% diversity rate on campus, and all of the 50 states are represented, as well as many, many different countries as well. So we're only an hour from Philadelphia, and also some fun outdoor activities at the mountains and beaches in our area. So we are the Seton Hall Pirates. So I'm going to talk about what is a pirate's life like. We do offer the great advantages of being at a Research One university with all the benefits of a small and supportive, nurturing environment. These are some of our pirate bragging rights. We have a #1 business leadership program in the nation for the last 5 years in a row. And this program offers mentorship, hands-on activities, and practical orientation to any career. Now, because of its success, we do have a leadership program offered to students through all of our different academic programs on campus. We are also very focused on your outcomes. So Seton Hall is ranked among the top 25 universities in the nation with the highest paid graduates. Mid-career earnings is 50% higher than the national average. And we are also ranked #4 in the country for providing those internships. This slide gives you an example of the 9 different colleges or schools which houses our over 90 different undergraduate programs. So College of Arts and Sciences, our oldest and largest. Some of the ones that more students are attracted to from farther out of state include our School of Diplomacy and International Relations, which has an exclusive alliance with the United Nations of America. So students in this program can enjoy internships and then jobs with the United Nations, with embassies domestically or abroad, with the FBI, the CIA, the Secret Service, and many other organizations. Our Stillman School of Business, also a top-ranked school, I'm going to get to in a second. We offer a direct entry College of Nursing, College of Education and Human Services, which offers elementary ed, special ed, and secondary ed. Also College of Communication and Arts. Again, with our proximity to New York City, many of our students find some amazing internships with all the different major TV networks, ABC, CBS, ESPN, MTV. So we'll get to that too, but that's a very popular major as well. School of Theology, School of Health and Medical Sciences, and then School of Medicine. So our Stillman School of Business, I mentioned, we have a #1 ranked leadership program. We also have a mock trading room where students can learn to do trades as if they're on Wall Street. They can become Bloomberg certified. There's also a sports polling center where ESPN commissions our students to conduct sports polls on various issues. And then those are broadcast nationwide, what the results are. We have some great dual programs. In addition to a dual program for MBA, we also have an engineering program that's a partnership with Stevens Institute. Also dual programs with our law school and our health and medical sciences. So just to kind of dive a little deeper into those, our joint degree engineering program offers students a 3+2 or 5-year program to gain their BS and master's degree in engineering or artificial intelligence. That again is a partnership with Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken, New Jersey. Dual law program, Seton Hall is a fabulous law school as well. We offer students the opportunity to do law in 6 years, so a 3+3 program. They can choose from the following undergraduate degree programs in business, diplomacy and international relations, political science, religion, or social work. Our School of Health and Medical Sciences, again, many dual degree programs, 5-year athletic training, and then 6-year programs for occupational therapy, physical therapy, physician assistants, and sports and speech and language pathology. So the advantage of these is that a student will avoid application fees to the professional program, as well as the GRE exam and extra time. We also have a joint MD program. So this is with a partnership with Hackensack Meridian Health Group, which is one of the top health groups in New Jersey. Our average class size is going to be just about 21, 14-to-1 student to teacher ratio. And like I said, we're very focused on outcomes with our students. So here you'll see a great example of just a few of the internships and companies that students have gone to work at when they finished at Seton Hall. So again, you'll see a lot of major TV networks, as well as great sports companies and financial industry companies. We are again ranked #4 in the country for providing internships to students. Over 80% of our students complete between 3 to 5 internships, in fact, before they graduate from us. Seton Hall has a very involved and vibrant student population. We have over 150 different clubs and organizations, 26 Greek organizations. We also have our own performing arts center in South Orange, New Jersey, where we're located, and our own theater on campus where students learn to perform and are part of that theater scene. We are part of the Big East Conference, so we're also very active in sports. We have 14 Division I athletic teams. Most notably is our men's basketball team, but most recently our men's soccer team just won the Big East Conference, so we're very proud of them this year. We give a lot of wonderful scholarships to students, and these are our deadlines coming up. Seton Hall is test optional going forward through the fall of 2026. We'd love to have you visit us, so please come see us in person. We are doing in-person tours as well as virtual tours. And with that, I will stop sharing my screen and hand it over to the next presenter.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for joining us this evening. My name is Rosie Worthen. I'm an assistant director of admission at Knox College. I'm also a Knox College graduate, class of 2011. As you can see, picture on the slide, that is a picture of our campus overlooking the town of Galesburg, Illinois, that we are located in. Galesburg, Illinois, we're about 3.5 hours west of Chicago. We're about 3 hours from St. Louis as well. And we're in a more rural part of the state with easy access to larger urban areas. We actually have an Amtrak station 10-minute walk from campus. So a 3-hour nap, you are in downtown Chicago. And the Knox College community, we're about 1,200 students, entirely undergraduate. There are no graduate students here. Professors teach all of our courses. And those students represent 45 states and 49 countries. Almost a third of our students identify as students of color. And on top of that, almost 20% of our students are international students. And why we believe this is so important, because we love to brag about statistics and diversity all day. It's really about inclusivity and having conversations and discussions. We truly believe you learn the most from the least like you. And it's one reason why we call a Knox education a human-powered experience, because it's not just the professors bringing their knowledge and skills to the table. It's also you. You have knowledge, you have experiences, you have things to contribute to our community. And there's a sense of empowerment and accountability to do so. Diversity is a part of our DNA. We were founded by abolitionists. We were the first school in Illinois to enroll women and students of color, and one of the first colleges to admit students regardless of financial means. You also have to try really hard to be bored here at Knox. You're not in classes 24/7. We have over 100 student organizations, as well as 18 varsity teams with our NCAA Division III. We are a part of the Midwest Conference, and over 40% of our students participate in varsity sports. Our average class size is 14 and our student faculty ratio is 11:1. So having those small intimate class sizes, those opportunities for discussions and hands-on learning. We are also unique in the fact that we have a 3-term calendar. So we have 3 10-week terms, and typically you only take 3 classes at a time. So you're not in class 8-9 hours every single day. You're not taking 5, 6, 7 courses. You actually have time to dive into those 3 topics, as well as having time to do other things that make you you. You should not have to sacrifice aspects of who you are to pursue a particular topic or a field. And we really put our money where our mouth is when we say that real world experiences are key and important and a part of our curriculum, and that every single student receives the Power of Experience grant. You automatically have $2,000 in your name to use your junior or senior year for experiential learning. We have over 60 areas of study here at Knox and over 90 minors to choose from. Not only do we offer Bachelor of Arts degrees here, but we also offer Bachelor of Science degrees. So if you want that additional distinction or concentration, you have 2 full years to explore, take classes, get involved before deciding what you want to focus on and concentrate on. And you're not alone in that journey. Every single student is matched with a professor as an academic advisor who you meet before you even arrive on campus to register for classes. So again, you're not alone trying to figure out what should I be taking. In addition to these opportunities on the screen, we also offer pre-professional programs. These are partnerships with other institutions like our pre-med program and our partnership with George Washington University School of Medicine and Health Sciences in DC. We have a cooperative law program with University of Chicago, Columbia University, as well as Indiana University Maurer School of Law, and engineering school partnerships with 4 top engineering schools in the country, and our honors program, which is a graduate level research or creative project experience. So if you're thinking of going on to get advanced degrees, it's a fantastic opportunity to have that experience under your belt before you even leave Knox. And speaking of leaving Knox, after graduating, most of our students do go on to graduate school. We're in the top 4% of liberal arts colleges producing successful PhD candidates. You can also see on the screen our success rates for our medical school acceptance, law school acceptance, and we have over 16,000 alumni all over the world that are doing amazing things, that are putting their education to work, as well as leading happy, meaningful lives. That's an outcome that we really focus on and want you to be able to walk away with that Knox degree. In terms of the application process, we look at you as a whole person. I mean, most importantly, we want to make sure that you're set up to be successful and prepared. So we really look to see what you've done over the past 3 to 4 years, taking advantage of challenging courses. If they're offered at your high school, it's not required, but it's recommended to do an interview, a chance for us to get to know you as a human being and add to that application. We are also test optional. We've been test optional since 2006, but we will happily accept test scores. And we also super score as well. So if you take the test multiple times, you are automatically considered for scholarships with your application. And not only do we look at your academic achievements, but we also look at what we call your Knox factor. What else makes you you? You can actually submit auditions and portfolios and not even plan to take a class in those areas, because we want to value you as a multidimensional being. And you can see the range of the scholarships on the screen. Again, not everyone fits into the boxes on the left with the academic achievements. So we also take that Knox factor into consideration as well. Definitely connect with us here at Knox. I look forward to answering your questions in the Q&A. You have my contact information, and check us out online. We are offering visits on campus, but we also have a virtual tour as well. And I will put this contact information in the chat too. So thank you so much for your time. I'll turn it over to the next representative.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Rocky Mountain College.
Hey everyone. All right, let me get this shared here. All right. Perfect. Well, my name is Trevor Belknap. I am the, pardon me for doing that. Let's hit this one instead. I am an admissions counselor here at Rocky Mountain College in Billings, Montana. So we are the oldest school established in Montana. We actually were founded long before the state became a state. And we are founded in the liberal arts like many of the other schools that you're hearing from today. A diverse student body made up of about 50% in-state versus 50% out-of-state students, with 3 historical church affiliations through the United Methodist, United Church of Christ, and Presbyterian churches. And we are, of course, an accredited college by the Northwest Commission. So we're located in Billings, Montana, which is the largest city in the state of Montana, but it is Montana, so that's not saying a lot. We're talking about a population of about 125,000 people, with about 180,000 in our overall metro area. So that allows you to have access to some urban amenities here. We've got a great live music scene. We have shopping, all of that stuff that you would typically associate with a little larger community. But you can drive 10 minutes in any direction and be completely alone with your thoughts. So that gives you kind of the best of both worlds in that respect. Students come here for a variety of reasons. One, of course, as you've heard from other schools, we have a very high placement rate upon graduation. We also have a huge focus on that experiential learning. So 88% of our students are going to complete an internship as part of their time here at Rocky Mountain College. We are also a small institution of about 1,000 students, which brings you into about an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and average class sizes in the neighborhood of about 14 students. Many of our students are going to be pursuing the health sciences with the anticipation of going on to medical school. So we do boast a 90% medical school placement rate on top of that. US News and World Report has ranked us as the best regional university in best value for a regional university in Montana and Wyoming. So students will come here to get the best bang for their buck as well. We offer 52 majors in 24 fields. Some of the highlight majors that we would offer would be our aviation program, as well as the health sciences programs that I've already mentioned, environmental science, as well as environmental studies, and equestrian studies for concentrations in things like therapeutic writing or equitation training and writing instruction. Variety of minors on top of that, and pre-professional programs that can lead into the fields of medical, physical therapy, physician's assistant, and the rest that you see on that list. We do offer graduate programs as well for physician's assistants, occupational therapy, education, accountancy, and medical sciences. Beyond the classroom, most students are coming to Montana for usually a pretty specific reason. You don't come here for the sushi. Most students are really looking for that outdoor recreation. So we have a very active outdoor recreation club here on our campus that takes students regularly into Yellowstone Park, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away, depending on which entrance you're going to. The Bighorn Mountains, the Yellowstone River. They do ice climbing, caving, all of that stuff that goes with that. We also have a variety of less active clubs, things that you would do kind of here on campus. RMACAC is our student government wing. We have a variety of spiritual life clubs, things to help develop leadership, and of course, those intramural sport opportunities. So Rocky Mountain College is part of the NAIA, and we offer a host of athletics within that. We're part of both the Frontier and Cascade conferences, depending on the sport. and we offer 17 men's and women's sports. So everything from football to soccer, downhill ski, cross country, track and field, basketball, soccer, volleyball, golf, and those are often consistently nationally ranked. Particularly our ski team has performed extremely well over the past few years, but many of our sports boast national or regional titles from the past decade or so. As far as our tuition and fees go, this gives you a sense for what it might cost to come to school here at Rocky Mountain College. So tuition and fees running in the neighborhood of about $31,000 with a potential estimated $9,000 on top of that for the room and meal plan. And of course, once we talk about the cost, we want to also look at ways that we can offset that cost. So all students coming into Rocky Mountain College will be eligible for a variety of merit scholarships based on their GPA and test scores if students opt to send those in. So those merit scholarships would range anywhere from $9,000 per year up to $17,000 per year, similar amounts over for transfer students as well. In addition to those merit scholarships, we also offer additional opportunities for athletics, of course, esports. We have an active esports team that offers scholarships. Music, both band and choir, offer scholarship dollars here. Our aviation program, again, being one of our larger programs, offers specific scholarships. And then we do offer those awards as well for students who are able to come out here and visit campus. For students beyond that merit award, we do offer financial aid as well. The average financial aid award being about $24,500. Here at Rocky Mountain College, there are no admissions deadlines. There are no financial aid deadlines. Certainly, we encourage students to get those done sooner rather than later, but we're still in a process where students are applying and doing their FAFSA right now, and they'll be able to get off to a good start with us. We're committed to helping relieve some of those financial burdens so students can work with their admissions counselor here, and we're able to help identify ways that we can help you afford to go to school. There's some contact information while that's up, just kind of going over the remainder of the admissions process. Like I mentioned, no firm admissions deadlines. We do certainly encourage visits here to campus as well. We are open for those visits currently, modified, of course, as many visits are. We do have a variety of virtual visits on campus as well, or online as well. Test optional, as many of the other schools are, for students who are looking to apply either this year or next year. And with that, I will turn it over.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from St. Edward's University.
All right. Hi, everyone. Well, welcome. My name is Dinah Kennard. I am the Director of Admission Partnerships and Programs at St. Edward's University. I also have the distinct pleasure of working with students who are from New Mexico, and a colleague of mine works with students from the other Rocky Mountain states. So excited to be here with you all today. So St. Edward's University is located in Austin, Texas, which is in the heart of the state, right in the middle of the city of the state. We are located, our campus is located right in the middle of the city, actually, on a really beautiful hilltop, just 3 miles from downtown Austin. So as you can see on the picture on my screen, our campus is an urban campus. And at the same time, because we're on a hilltop and lots of kind of acreage around our campus, it feels very pastoral and suburban almost, even though we're in the heart of a very big city. Let's see, I'm having a little bit of an issue with my Zoom controls here. So apologies for a second while I try to figure out how I can advance my slide. Okay, I'm going to stop the share for a second. I think something happened when I, nope. Okay. Well, this is something, you know, you run into something new all the time with Zoom. Okay, here we go. All right, a year into this, still learning new things. So some quick facts and figures about the university are on your screen. We have 3,400 undergraduate students. Every year we welcome a freshman class of about 600 to 650 students. So St. Edward's is relatively a small school, especially as you compare us to the large state institution that's on the other side of downtown from St. Edward's. We have very small classes at St. Ed's. 18 is the average class size. We are Division II in our athletic programs, and we have a real emphasis on study abroad and a lot of global partner campuses around the world. As you can see kind of listed, 20 different partner universities in, I believe, 18 different countries. Lots of different things to study, and I'm going to show you a list of some majors in a moment. And while we are in the middle of the state, of a very large state in Texas, we do have a lot of students that come from all over the country to St. Edward's, as well as from all over the world. And as you can see, we have lots of representation from different countries and different states. And many of the Rocky Mountain states like Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, et cetera, are states where we draw a lot of students, obviously, because it's not that far to get from those states over to Austin, Texas. So some of our most popular majors are communications, psychology, business, computer science, biology, but we also have a lot of really cool kind of niche majors, if you will, things that you probably don't expect to find at a liberal arts college, but are very conducive to kind of the business climate here in Austin, which is very tech oriented and very much environmentally focused. So we have a new major that we started this year in environmental biology and climate change. We have a major in video game development, a major in animation, global studies, forensic science, graphic design, lots of things that kind of span from the tech industry to kind of the creative arts and to innovation. And we're very proud of all of the majors that we offer at St. Ed's. You can see a full listing on our website. Really briefly, I'll conclude here. If you are interested in applying to St. Edward's, there are several different ways you can apply. You can submit the common application, which is what I would say is probably the most common application that students use to apply to St. Edward's. Pun is intended there. But we also accept the Apply Texas application, which if you are a student applying to other schools in Texas or to public state schools in Texas, you'll probably use the Apply Texas application, and you can just send your Apply Texas application to us as well, even if you're not from Texas. We are a test optional school, and we are permanently test optional. So you need to submit your application, your essay, your official high school transcript, and a recommendation letter, and that's essentially it. We have rolling admission at St. Edward's, so encourage students to apply starting early in their senior year. As long as you submit your application to us by December 1st, we will waive the application fee. We make decisions on an ongoing basis. So the sooner you apply in the admission cycle, the sooner you'll hear from us. Admission is non-binding, so you have until the 1st of May to make a decision, which is this Saturday for any students who are listening who are accepted to St. Edward's or any other institution for the fall of 2021. You're also automatically considered for academic merit-based scholarships when you apply for admission to St. Edward's. So if you get accepted to the university, you'll find out in your acceptance letter if you qualify for admission for merit scholarships. Generous financial aid at St. Edward's as well. I'm happy to talk to you more for those of you who have questions about specific details about St. Edward's, and I'll drop my information in the chat so you can connect with me there. Thanks so much, you guys. Thanks for your patience with my technology mishaps.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Carleton College.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Cardenas. I am an admissions officer for Carleton College. I started in this role almost a year ago now. In fact, before becoming an admissions officer, I was a student at Carleton. I graduated last year with a degree in psychology. All right, so let's go ahead and get started because 6 minutes is not a lot of time to talk on a topic where I can speak for like, I don't know, 6 days or so. In this college search process that you guys are in, really, you're going to be meeting a lot of schools, a lot of admissions officers, and you're going to be hearing a lot of information. And so 3 things that I think are pretty important to know about Carleton is going to be 1, our location, 2, the trimester calendar that we have, and finally, and my personal favorite, the community at Carleton. So starting off, similar to Macalester that was here, Carleton is located in Minnesota, but unlike Macalester, we're about 45, 48 minutes south of them, 40 minutes maybe if I'm driving, to be completely honest. But we're in a town called Northfield, Minnesota. It's a smaller town, about 20,000 people. It's a beautiful town. I think the easiest way to describe Northfield is if you've ever seen a Hallmark movie, you've basically seen the town of Northfield. And I know I can say that because Love Always Santa in 2016 was filmed in Northfield. I actually haven't seen it. So if you've seen it and it's like a terrible movie, please let me know. That way I can stop making this comparison. But I think it's a pretty good movie. All right, but going on more about to Carleton, we're a smaller school. We host about 2,000 undergraduate students, only undergraduate students from all 50 states and 42 countries across the world. And talking a little bit about the physical campus itself, one of my favorite aspects is our 800-acre arboretum. I like to think of it like a forest in our backyard. Really, winter is my favorite season, and going there on a kind of late winter, early morning, seeing the sun glisten. Okay, we don't need to talk about the arboretum too much here, but just know it's there. Moving on to the academics at Carleton, I think to understand how it is that our academics work, we got to talk about the calendar. Carleton is not on a semester program. We do 3 10-week terms per year. Every term, students will be taking 3 courses. They can do 2, they can do 4, but if you do the math out with an average of 3, that'll be 9 courses per year, as opposed to most semester schools, which are around 8. One of the first courses that you'll take as a Carleton student is going to be called this first year argumented inquiry course. It really is an introductory course to get first years acclimated to how Carleton courses are taught. One of my favorite aspects of those courses is that the professors are there to really teach you about, 1, how courses are taught, but 2, what support is available to you at Carleton. And at Carleton, there is a ton of support, and I'll talk a little bit about it in the next slide. But just know that this first year argument and inquiry course is something that's available for all students their first year. Fast forward 4 years into your senior year. Now we're getting into your senior comprehensive project. This really is the capstone of graduating from Carleton. The easiest way to describe it is like a master's thesis at the undergraduate level, where every student, no matter their major, is going to have to come up with some sort of project, be it, for me in psychology, it was a 30-page research paper. Maybe if you're in computer science, it's going to look like a project that you've coded with some other students that solves some sort of problem. If you're in theater, it might be directing a play. And those are kind of the 2 ends of the Carleton education, with a lot there in the middle that I'm just not going to talk about right now. But education at Carleton is not limited to the physical bounds of our campus. About 70% of students will study abroad at least once. I think the number is like 35% of those 70 will study abroad 2 or more times. I had a friend who studied abroad 3 times at Carleton, not because she didn't like Carleton, but just because one of her priorities was studying abroad and visiting other countries. And so she was able to do that. I don't know of anyone who studied abroad 4 times, but I'm sure it's happened. Personally, I went abroad to Prague in the Czech Republic through the psychology program, but you don't need to go abroad in the department or major that you're majoring in. But okay, that's quickly academics at Carleton. My favorite thing to talk about, though, is going to be the community, because while winter is absolutely beautiful in Minnesota, while the town of Northfield is lovely, students who come here don't choose Carleton because of those reasons. The reason they choose Carleton is because of the people, because of the relationships formed. Every year for the past, I don't know, like 13 years or so, Carleton has been named #1 in undergraduate teaching in the US. And the reason for that is because our professors are so amazing, really. Carleton professors here are passionate about what it is that they're in their field for, and they want to share that passion with students. That's not to say that they don't do research. Professors here do amazing research, but their main focus is teaching, is sharing their passions. I often get asked, what are Carleton students like? And while it's tough to answer that question, 2 things that come to mind. One is going to be collaborative and supportive. Students here are not very competitive. Carleton is not a competitive school. You're never going to hear students being like, oh, like, what was your test? What was your score on that test? Or like, what's your grade in the class? You're going to hear a lot more of like, hey, I don't know how to do this problem. Can you help me? And that's something that I've loved so much. But the other thing that Carleton students are known for, being passionate, loving whatever it is that they're doing, no matter what it is that they're doing, and sharing that passion with others. I've talked a little bit about support earlier and how much of that is available. And you can see here some of those things that are here. For me personally, I went to the Math Skills Center like every other day when I was in Calculus 1, and I would not have succeeded if not for that. And the last thing I like talking about, which I never have time to talk about, is going to be the non-traditional traditions. I'm going to leave it there and have you research that part, because the silent dance party, the late night breakfast, the bubble brigade, those are all very fun. But that's Carleton. I'll leave some more contact information below. But Anna, back to you.
Thank you. So I just want to invite all of the reps to come back on and do a quick round of Q&A. So in the same order you presented in, please just share what advice you would give someone going through the college search process.
Thanks, Anna. So hi, Ben from Macalester again. The piece of advice I have is a little more of a casual piece of advice to remember to just breathe throughout this process. College application process is a marathon, not a sprint. It's important to take your time, it's important to pace yourself. It's also important to take a step back every now and then and just reflect on what you're doing in this process and why you were doing it. So just remember to breathe, to pace yourself, and it's going to work out okay in the end.
Okay, I guess I'm next. So I guess I would say I agree totally with what Ben just said, but I also would say definitely take the time to reach out to us as your admissions counselors. That's what we're here for. That's what we love to do. We love to help you with more information that you can't necessarily or easily find on our websites. And also, one thing that we can do aside from all of that is put you in touch with current students and faculty and things that you wouldn't necessarily think of, but we can do that for you, and we're happy to do it. So please reach out to us.
Definitely agree with the previous pieces of advice given. And in addition to that, I would also add it can be very overwhelming starting the college search. There are over 4,000 colleges and universities in the US alone, and that can be pretty daunting. I would say take a few moments and reflect on your high school experience. What has set you up to be successful? What have you enjoyed? What hasn't set you up to be successful, and what haven't you enjoyed? And to look for those different pieces in your future college. It can really help you fine tune and narrow down that list. So that is definitely my big piece of advice to share with you all. Reflect on your previous experiences, because that's going to set you up for success in the future.
Great. I, again, agree with all of the previous comments. My addition, I think, would be whenever possible, visit campuses. We've seen some beautiful presentations today. I know from our perspective, we always show Montana in June, July, August. We never show Montana in the winter. So it's really worth, particularly if you're thinking about crossing state lines or going somewhere a little bit farther from home, getting on that campus, making sure it's the right fit culturally, climate-wise, all of that stuff.
All good wisdom here. I would say to contribute to this bank of thought, I would say suspend your fears. So it's a really hard thing to do. It's easy to kind of let the fear take over, but just suspend your fear as much as you can. So you're going to get into college. You're going to get into college somewhere. You're going to get into college multiple places. Also, don't be afraid to take some risks in where you think to apply and where you explore. I think sometimes it's easy to kind of let fear hold us back and to be scared of challenging maybe the cultural norms or your family's ideas of what you should do or what you think society's ideas are what you should do. So use the time to kind of think what you want to do, as everyone else has kind of always shared, but don't let the fear hold you back from at least trying and dipping your toe into the water, right? You can always, you'll have lots of time as you go through this process from the fall to the spring to kind of get comfortable with that uncomfortable feeling and then to kind of make a decision about where you want to go. So you can always kind of decide to stay with kind of where you were originally thinking you wanted to go. But if you don't venture out and kind of test the waters, you just never know how far you can go.
I'm going to talk a little bit, kind of a few months off from now, but the college application process, when you're filling it out and you're thinking about, mostly every school is going to ask you, what is it that you're involved in? Think about not only things that are at your school, but if you have home responsibilities, if you have to care for siblings or teach them stuff or cook, those are things that take up your time. And those are things that we want to know about as college admissions officers. If you're at a job, no matter prestigious you may think it is or it isn't. We want to know what it is that you're spending your time doing, and that really helps us make the best, most informed decisions. And those are things that can help you for sure. So that's my 2 cents there.
Thank you. So thank you everyone for joining us. When you go to close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for more. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/RMACAC. So thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your night. Bye.